Joe Dunn.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Big Time Sports. My name is Joe Dunn. Hopefully you'll stay with us for the next 25 minutes as we are going to be talking boxing, not baseball, not basketball, not football. That's right, a very special event coming to downtown Canton on Saturday night at the Civic Center, put on by the United Boxing Club. It is the Brawl 3, and we have three exciting boxers are going to be with us today talking about their expectations for Saturday, their preparation, who they're going to be fighting, and how they got interested in boxing. So hopefully you'll stay with us, and more importantly, hopefully you'll buy tickets and get down there and support local boxing in the Stark County area. We have three boxers with us, as we said, and we couldn't help but bring up a young guy from Green Middle School. I thought maybe Green High School. He tells me he's in middle school. Please welcome in Max Lopez. And Max, welcome to the program. I know you're excited about Saturday night. You're in middle school. You also play soccer, I understand, so you're a well-rounded athlete. Tell us how excited you are for Saturday night, and tell us about your preparation for everything that's happening Saturday night.
Preparation, going very well. Been in the gym consistent, cutting weight, just working on my skill set and the skills that I have to win on Saturday.
Ready to go. Tell us how you got your initial interest in boxing. You're a young guy. You could have gone, you're going to play soccer. You could have done basketball, football, baseball. Why boxing? How'd you get interested in boxing?
Well, it started when I was probably 6 years old. My mom went out of town, and I stayed at my stepdad's house, Ray.
Okay.
And we watched all the Rocky movies in one night. First time I ever stayed up all night. First time I ever figured out what boxing was. And I just fell in love with the sport. So from there, I knew that I wanted to box, and I found a good gym, United Boxing Club.
When was the first time you put those gloves on? You remember that? You were 6 years old, you saw some Rocky movies, you got interested. Finally, you go to the gym and get those gloves on. What did that feel like, and how awkward did it feel? It
wasn't very awkward. I felt very welcomed and comfort, all the coaches. And I mean, the first time I was scared, but I just kept going at it for a couple years now. How
do they start your training? Obviously, they don't push you in the room or in the ring, and you're fighting against somebody initially. Tell us about the preparation, building up, and what it was like the first time you got in the ring and actually boxed somebody. It
probably took me a year before I started sparring, because I was consistent, but a little scared to get in there and brawl. But I was just training, learning my skill set, getting my technique down. And then the first time I ever sparred was against these big kids, but obviously they weren't trying to knock my head off or nothing.
Sure. What about the friendship between the boxers? You mentioned you get in and you're sparring, and maybe you know this young guy you're boxing, maybe you don't. What about the relationship you have? Everybody's training, trying to get better, right? Tell us about that.
Like family, just trying to better each other, help each other win fights. Even out of boxing, still helps you mentally.
How many fights have you had? Let's talk about going into Saturday. Obviously, you've had some experience. You're not going in as a rookie boxer. Tell us about the experience you've had and how you've improved from the first time you put those gloves on to where you are right now.
Well, I'm currently sitting at 4 fights. Saturday is going to be my 5th.
Okay.
Even record, 2-2. So looking to get a 3-2
exactly.
Positive. Yeah, but I don't know. It's just my first fight, very scared, but the nerves, if you control it, that's how you win a fight.
How much have you improved, and what areas have you improved in? Obviously, you got some coaches, you got a trainer. First time they talked to you, said you got to get better at this, this, and this. How have you gotten better at those areas they told you to improve in?
Well, when I first started boxing, my stance was very awkward, and I would just look for that big overhand. And, I mean, that works, I guess, in your first fight, but I had to fix that habit. I still struggle with that habit a little bit, but you're just improving your style, the skills that you have in your bag to use. You have to know combinations for every time that you're in trouble.
Sure. What about who you're boxing on Saturday night? Are you familiar with that individual, and have you boxed him before, or what are your thoughts on it?
I have not boxed him before. His name's Aiden Elder. We're fighting at 125. Going in, just.
How do you get mentally prepared for the fight? You know, obviously, you just can't walk into the ring and say, I'm ready to go. You got to get mentally prepared, physically prepared, diet. hydration, the whole thing. Tell us how you prepare for a fight and making sure you're ready to go in all those areas.
Well, first it's training over everything. Just getting, even if I don't go to the gym, I'll go to my bag downstairs. I'll do cardio, run, anything I can just to help me in this fight. Dieting, another big thing. I went up a couple weight classes since my first fight, but we're good at 125. Need to lose like 2-3 more pounds, but we're good.
You have to lose 2 to 3 more before Saturday, or well, what's the game plan for that then? Just run, watch diet, eat better, cut out all the junk food you be eating. So obviously your parents they're not going to be taking you to McDonald's for a milkshake after this tonight.
They know.
They know what they have to do. And that's an interesting question because your parents are the first people I met when I walked in the studio tonight. I realize they're very supportive of you, and that's always important to have your parents there when you fight. How about your friends in middle school? Do they know you're a boxer? Will they be there Saturday night? Are you kind of a celebrity over there in Green Middle School or not?
I wouldn't say that, but my friends, they're very loving in the sport. I've had a friend come to all my fights besides one, I'm pretty sure, or 2 maybe. But they're very supportive. Teachers, they're asking me where I can get tickets. I mean, just community.
So you will have a full-fledged cheering section there for you on Saturday night. What time are you going to fight on Saturday? You know yet?
No.
You just they'll wait and see what the rotation is when you get there. But let's talk about your other sport called soccer. How does that help you with your footwork maybe in soccer and being competitive in that sport? Tell us the relationship with soccer and boxing, if there is any at all.
Well, I've always been a very competitive kid. Even since when I was little, I get mad when I lose a soccer game. But I've gotten it. I'm still very competitive, but I know how to show even when I lose, I'm like, just got to work harder, get to that. But soccer definitely helps me in boxing. Stamina is a big thing. We just played a game Sunday, had no subs. I was running for a whole 50 minutes, 1 halftime.
How many rounds will you fight on Saturday? Is it 3 rounds, 5 rounds? It'll be 3 rounds?
3 rounds.
So you got to go in and go. I mean, there's no let up. I mean, if you're in great shape, you got to go hard for 3 rounds. How difficult was it to train so you could go hard for 3 rounds?
I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it's definitely mentally challenging. You got to get in that zone. You're going to be nervous all the way till you walk in that fight, bowing to the judges, talking to your coach. You get in that corner and your nerves are pumping, but as soon as that bell rings, it fades and it just goes into your hands.
Yeah. How much coaching do you get during a fight, and how much do you take that back to the ring? Let's say after the first round you come back and your trainer or manager says you got to do this, this, and this. Is it easy to do that, to concentrate on what he said? And tell us how that's helped you in the past maybe.
Well, it should be my 3rd fight. I was going against a kid way taller, and for the months of preparation, my coach was Marquise. He was showing me a good combo, throw a jab up to block his head, and then body and get inside. Because usually them long fighters, they don't want to fight inside. They want to keep you at bay, get their shots off. So I had to get away to come inside, score my points, maybe get out, bounce, get that jab.
People that haven't watched a fight, I used to watch all the fights growing up, of course, Friday night fights and all the big fights. How about scoring? How do they score those fights? You familiar with that and what you have to do to accumulate points?
Yeah. In amateurs, knockdowns, they don't count. You get 8 seconds. But scoring-wise, it's punches. The more punches you land.
So you can knock somebody down and it won't count any more than hitting somebody in the jaw 3 or 4 times.
Correct.
One final question. What is the future for Max? Where do you hope to take this career?
Well, high school soccer.
It's just fun right now, but you want to take it a little bit farther?
Yeah. Obviously, I want to take boxing very seriously. Look for pro. I mean, that's big talk, but if you put your mind, you put that work in, anything's possible. You can get anywhere in life.
Well, I like your attitude, Max, and if I get down there on Saturday night, I'll be rooting for you. Even though I'm a Jackson Polar Bear, I'm going to root for a Green Bulldog.
Perfect.
There on Saturday night. So best of luck to you, and thanks for coming over today.
Thank you.
Max Lopez from Green Middle School. If you're going down to the Civic Center on Saturday, make sure you get there in time to watch this young guy fight. He's on his way up, and hopefully we'll be talking to him in a few years about fighting professional and really getting into the big time of boxing. So don't go away. We're back with more of Big Time Sports right after this. Okay.
Ready for adventure? The 2025 Chevrolet Equinox is here. With its sleek design, advanced safety features, and spacious interior, the Equinox is built for your next journey. It combines performance with efficiency. Find yours at Ferris Chevrolet Toyota. Locally trusted, family-owned, and dedicated to your driving needs, Ferris Chevrolet Toyota makes finding your dream car easy.
You're only as good as your people. And what we've done here is that we've created a culture where people flourish.
We don't want it to be a transaction. We want it to be something where there's a consultative approach, a relationship that allows us to really, one, ensure our customer the right way, but then two, to let them understand the value of getting to work with us.
It's an extreme amount of satisfaction for this team that we have right now. We've developed a team that is solely based on relationships.
Sometimes life is just not okay. But guess what? That's okay.
And the pain you feel today won't always be the pain you feel tomorrow.
And no temporary situation is worthy of a permanent decision.
And if we give life a chance, we can change. We can grow.
Because it's not the absences of hard times that makes life worth living.
It's the presence of hope.
Ready for adventure? The 2025 Chevrolet Equinox is here. With its sleek design, advanced safety features, and spacious interior, the Equinox is built for your next journey. It combines performance with efficiency. Find yours at Ferris Chevrolet Toyota. Locally trusted, family-owned, and dedicated to your driving needs, Ferris Chevrolet Toyota makes finding your dream car easy.
Altman is here for you, in your community, because you matter. We're proud to be the area's first and only independent health system. We are one team, joined together and committed to one mission, to lead our community to improved health. And we've always been here, dedicated to providing you with the very best in care, wellness, education, insurance, and more. For your community and for your family, Altman is always here for you.
Okay, welcome back to Big Time Sports. Again, our thanks to Max Lopez for being our first boxer to come on and talk about what's happening in downtown Canton on Saturday night at Memorial Civic Center. It's the Brawl 3 if you're a boxing fan, all over the area. All over the area gets the show here on Big Time Sports. Come on down to the Civic Center and support local boxing. Right now, we welcome in a young lady. When I walked in the studio, I couldn't believe she was going to be a boxer, that I was going to talk to her about boxing, but here she is, Londa Lytle. And Londa, welcome to the program. I've got to ask you, where did you get this initial interest in boxing? Because looking at you, you look like maybe a model, not a boxer, but when did the interest start happening for you?
So I got interest in college. One of my friends, they suggested I try out a class, and then after college, you know, I had children and everything. After they grew up, I kind of got back into it.
Okay, where'd you go to college at?
Walsh University.
Walsh University. There's a lot of boxers over there, evidently, but I know a lot of people over at Walsh, a lot of fighters, a lot of boxers. But okay, you had your initial interest in college, then it kind of dawned and got a little less. Then you had some children, and now you're ready to get back in it. Why get back in it after maybe that initial interest had maybe gone away a little bit?
It's really like an adrenaline rush. I definitely enjoy it. You know, it keeps me going, like helps me get off some extra energy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, did you watch boxing when you were growing up on TV? Did you have somebody that you sit down and watch the fights with that could tell you what it's all about, or you just kind of had that initial interest yourself?
I guess like with my parents, I watched all sports.
Sure.
So like boxing and all the rest of the sports. So.
Okay. Now, Saturday night, you're going into the ring. You don't know what time you'll be boxing. You know who you're going to be fighting, though, right? Mm-hmm. Have you fought this lady before? Do you know much about her?
I haven't. I don't know much about her at all. I try not to, social media stalk or anything. So I just let my coach let me know, like, what I need to work on and everything.
Well, a lot of sports, you're a sports fan, and every other sport, you get a scouting report on a basketball team, you get a scouting report on a football team, you know what to expect. It sounds like you're going in maybe having to find out early what the competition's all about and what you got to do to win.
So yeah, like, so my coach lets me know like what things I need to work on. So I got like a little, like a heads up of what, you know, what I need to work on, focus on.
How would you describe yourself as a fighter? You're more of a technician? You go for the knockout, or what's kind of your game plan when you get in the ring?
Me, I just try to make sure I stay focused, and it's for me, it's more of making sure that I do my best. So not necessarily if I'm hitting them hard enough or doing enough combos. Just as long as I'm doing my best, then I feel good about it.
How much fun is it? Obviously, you're doing something that you enjoy. How much fun is it for the preparation, and finally the adrenaline starts flowing on Saturday night? You're in the ring, you got family, friends watching. How much fun is it when you finally get into that ring and all that hard work is on display?
So it's definitely a lot of nerves going into like getting in the ring and everything in front of people. It's a lot of fun when you're not about to fight, like when you're just going to class and training. But when you got to get serious, then you get a little nervous and everything.
Yeah. Tell us about your background in fighting. Obviously, this isn't your first fight coming up Saturday night. Tell us about your background and the fights you've had and the experience you've gained and how much better you've gotten from fight to fight.
Okay. So I've been going to United Boxing Club for 4 years, and I had one fight in July. I won that fight. And then this coming fight on Saturday, this will be my second fight.
How excited are your friends and family and your children about coming out and watching you fight?
They're pretty excited. My kids, they're still like kind of shocked, like, why are you boxing? Like they're still, yeah. But they're excited though.
Yeah, what about your friends? Do they understand your passion and you really enjoy this?
Yeah,
and how much have they encouraged you to keep it going?
They're very supportive. They're very supportive, always.
Exactly. How far do you want to take this? I mean, you're an amateur right now. This will be, I think you said, your second fight. Obviously, you're not putting all this time in to just stop after 2 fights, but what are your plans after Saturday to keep it going?
So I'm a masters fighter, so I mean, I definitely probably won't go pro, but probably just continue to have fights here and there.
Yeah. Tell us about the United Boxing Club, because all 3 of the boxers here tonight are affiliated with the United Boxing Club. A lot of people don't realize maybe there's a boxing club in Canton, but tell us about it, how many boxers you think are involved in that, and the training you can get down there with maybe people watching interested in getting into boxing.
Man, there's so many. There's got to at least be probably about 100 people that come. They may not come consistently, but that come. And it's definitely just like a big family. They're all supportive, helping everybody reach their goals, and some people just come for like fitness. Some people are more serious. So yeah, it's just like a big family, and you definitely are gonna learn, get some good training, meet some good people.
Yeah. How excited is the community about what's going to be happening on Saturday night? I know we've got the big poster here. You're doing some other promotion and publicity. Have you heard the buzz around the Stark County and Canton about what's happening on Saturday night from maybe the old-time boxing fans that really are excited about bringing boxing back to town?
Yeah, like I've heard a lot, especially on social media. So I think it's going to be a great turnout. Seems like the community is very excited about it.
Exactly. What else do you do besides boxing? You went to Walsh University. There's something else that occupies your time during the day before you get over to United Boxing Club at night to train?
So I do mental health and behavioral health in elementary schools. So that's what I do during the daytime.
Gotcha. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to getting over there on Saturday. I'm assuming you've got that nice, gentle personality. I'm assuming that's got to change a little bit when you get into the ring. You can't go in there mild-mannered. You got to go in there and get ready to rumble. How do you turn that switch on Saturday?
When I'm in the ring, I definitely don't look cute in the ring. So
you're a different person.
I leave the cuteness for after.
There you go. There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, congratulations on a good beginning to what's going to be a long career for you in amateur boxing. Thanks for coming over.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, United Boxing Club, big event on Saturday night at the Civic Center. Doors open at 5 o'clock. The fights begin at 6. If you're a boxing fan, if you've been looking for something to go to that maybe you were interested in boxing as a youngster, you used to watch the fights, now you say, hey, I want to go down in person and watch this. This is the place to go, Saturday night at Memorial Civic Center, downtown Canton. We're going to come back with more right after this on Big Time Sports.
Certified by the American Lighting Association, Furbay's Light Shop is your go-to for all lighting needs, residential, commercial, or industrial. Our experts assist with every detail, from bulb size and fixture type to designing layouts. Visit us for hands-on displays showcasing various fixtures, or log in to furbay.com/lightshop. Let us help you visualize the perfect light for your space. Whether you need advice or want to explore lighting options, stop by or log in to Furbay's Light Shop today and see how we can brighten your project. Ready for adventure? The 2025 Chevrolet Equinox is here. With its sleek design, advanced safety features, and spacious interior, the Equinox is built for your next journey. It combines performance with efficiency. Find yours at Ferris Chevrolet Toyota. Locally trusted, family-owned, and dedicated to your driving needs, Ferris Chevrolet Toyota makes finding your dream car easy.
This moment, it's a choice. To find out what you're made of. To own what's in front of you, no matter what that might be. We showed up, we're here. This moment belongs to us right now.
It's always that personal touch that they know you.
Primetime has people that can help you through every step of the way, and when you're my age, you need that extra help.
You don't want a lot of questioning when you're already dealing with a medical issue. Primetime is trying to help us get down the road as long as we can.
And if you're not in the right situation, a senior can lose everything. I feel with Primetime, we picked the best program.
Okay, welcome back to the final segment of Big Time Sports. And fans say we have saved the best for last. That's right. We have Razimi Ford from Alliance, Ohio, nicknamed the Humble Beast, and he's ready to take everybody on Saturday night. But welcome. I'm looking forward to watching you on Saturday night. You came in here. You're our final guest. So tell us about your preparation and how excited you are to put your talents on display Saturday night.
Yes, sir. Preparation has been good. I had an excellent training camp. Big shout out to all the sparring partners and my coach. Everything went well.
I'll tell you, you're a professional fighter, so this is how you make your livelihood. You take this thing seriously. So why don't you update the fans on how many fights you've had, what your record is, and who you'll be fighting on Saturday night?
I've been boxing for 14 years.
How many years?
14 years.
14 years. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I've been boxing for 14 years. I got over 65 amateur fights, 3-time Golden Glove champion, Ohio State player champion 4 times, and I got 8 wins, 5 losses, and 6 knockouts as a professional fighter.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know who you're fighting on Saturday night, and can you give us a little scouting report on what to expect?
Jerome Rodriguez, he has over 25 pro fights, so he's a vet in the game, so that's great experience for me. And my coach did all the dissecting on, looking into him, and I trust my coach and I trust my ability.
Let's go back to the beginning, where it all started over in Alliance. Why boxing? I'm not sure if you played other sports over at Alliance, but why boxing? What it was like to put on those gloves and fall in love with the game?
I come from a boxing family.
Okay.
My uncle boxed, well, both of my uncles and my mom. But I got into it because of my uncle. He's been boxing since he was 8 years old. He was like ranked number 4 in the country. He fought Oscar De La Hoya. So I've seen all the accomplishments that he has achieved, and that's what made me want to do it.
Now, have you always boxed locally? Have you gone around the country getting fights, or tell us about kind of your journey here to get to downtown Canton on Saturday?
Started off fighting in Pittsburgh a lot.
Pittsburgh?
So I fought over there a few times. I fought in Cleveland at the Cavs Arena. I fought in Connecticut, so I've been around a few places.
Yeah. What weight class do you fight in, and do you fluctuate back and forth from weight class? Do you kind of stabilize your weight when you fight?
I fight lightweight, 135.
135, okay.
And I probably walk around like 150.
Okay, so you have to really once you fight at 135, coming down, 15 pounds to get into that 135 weight class, what do you got to do to get ready? That's a heck of a lot to lose.
A lot of running, meal prepping, making sure I'm eating the right foods, and staying away from a lot of carbs and drinking a lot of water. So it's nothing too hard. You know, I've been doing it for X amount of years, so.
How often do you like to fight? And do you space your fights out, or you just go where the fights are and you got to train, or how does that work in the professional game?
It's kind of tricky. I mean, it all depends on if you can find somebody that's willing to fight, or if they have any shows that's going on, if you can get on the show, and things like that. So.
How many rounds will it go on Saturday night, unless you end it quickly?
I'm scheduled to fight 6 rounds.
6 rounds, okay.
But I don't get paid for overtime, so if I can get them out of there early, I'm gonna get them out of there.
What's the strategy now? Obviously, you know you have a little scouting report on who you're going to be fighting. That first round, you kind of feel them out a little bit. You come back, and your manager and trainer gives you some insight. What's your strategy now as that fight moves along toward that 6th round?
Just be myself. Just be myself. Trust my corner, and you know, I'll fill him out the first round, and once the shots start landing, and I see how he's reacting to what's going on in front of him, and then, you know, get him out of there if the opportunity presents itself.
Sure. I got here early. Everybody was here waiting for me tonight to do the show, and I noticed your nickname is the Humble Beast. Every good fighter has a nickname.
Yes, sir.
How did you get your nickname, and why the Humble Beast?
I had got it from a rapper, but because I'm humble,
sure.
And I let my hands do the talking. You know, I'm not a real, you know, verbal guy, so I just let my hands do the talking.
Yeah. How many fans and family will you have there on Saturday night? You've been fighting for a long time. Fans back in Alliance are used to watching. How many fans will get there? And how excited are you to bring this to downtown Canton, try to revitalize the boxing interest in the area?
Canton is like a second home, so I initially wanted to fight in Alliance at Mountain Union, and I ended up getting this, so this is right up the street. So it should be a decent little crowd there, and there's a lot of people that supported me and traveled when I fought in Pittsburgh and stuff like that, so I know it'll be nothing for them to travel over here.
Of course, I talk to a lot of athletes, both on the high school and college level, every week here on the show, and they tell me when the crowd gets into it, your adrenaline starts flowing. Sometimes you do things you can't do. Have you found that when the crowd's going crazy and you're in there boxing, sometimes you go above and beyond what you think you can do?
No, not necessarily. I've been doing this for so many years. It's kind of like second nature.
Okay.
And you know, they say pressure make diamonds, and I'm a diamond.
Sure. Where do you want to take this? You're a professional fighter. You're a young guy. How far do you want to take this? And if I'm talking to you a year or two from now, where do you want to be?
I'm trying to get back in the conversation. I had fought in 2021 as my first televised fight, but I'm trying to get back in the conversation of getting back on TV.
Yeah. How competitive are things in your weight class right now, as you look around locally, regionally, and statewide?
It's very competitive. It's a lot of top talent out there.
Yeah. What about local fighters in your class? I'm sure when you go to the United Boxing Club with all the experience you've had, there's a lot of young guys coming up to you asking for some help. Do you enjoy bringing the young people along with you to become boxers?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I can't take this knowledge with me when I go, so why not give it to the younger group?
Yeah. Well, Saturday night, big crowd. Gates open at 5 o'clock. You don't know what time you're fighting yet? Have they given you a time?
I'll be the main event, so I'll be fighting somewhere.
The main event?
Somewhere from 8:30 to 9 o'clock.
I'll tell you, it should be fun. I hope to get down there and watch all of you box. But Razimi, thanks for coming over. The pride of Alliance, Ohio, former aviator, and best of luck to you, not only Saturday night, but in your career. Hope to follow you and see a lot of good things happen for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Quick reminder, tickets are on sale right now at Ticketmaster, Civic Center box office. Hope to see a lot of fans down there at the Civic Center on Saturday night. Gates open at 5. First fight at 6 o'clock. Thanks to everybody, all 3 fighters that came to help me promote the event. We'll see you back here next week with another edition of Big Time Sports. Have a great week, everybody. Okay.